All right, thanks everyone for being so patient while we got that sorted out. We're now
Welcome
ready
on
to
in,
go
guys.
ahead for Glitchless,
It's
no
we're
save
going
and
to be
quit
running
in
some
Outlast
Outlast today,
with
some Outlast
MoonRunes.
Glitchless.
Take it away, Moonrunes.
It's a game I've been running now for like 6-7 months. Been really enjoying it. We're going to go through the whole game, which is one of the plus points to going through Glitchless. We don't have any cutscene skips or anything, so we're going to be getting all of the story, which is one of my favorite parts about this speedrun. Like, even though I've seen it 500 times, there's still certain points that you're going to want to keep your eyes peeled for. Just quickly, I'm going to introduce my co-commentator. It is the wonderful Yiddle. Do you want to introduce yourself, my friend?
Hey, everybody. My name is Needle. I am a horror speedrunner, and Moon is a good buddy of mine. This is easily his most grinded run. He works super hard on this, and you're certainly in for a treat. So, hope everybody's ready for some good gore.
It's a very good one. I would say RE7 is probably my most grinded, I still think, but this one's getting close now. But besides the point, we got a PB yesterday, so hopefully we're going to get another PB today. That's what we're aiming for. But yeah, guys, this is Outlast. We're going to be doing Glitchless, and without further ado, we'll jump into the run. So me and Yiddle can fill your head with wonderful facts about the game and what I'm going to be doing in it. So just a quick parenthesis, we don't start the run from the very start of the game. It's agreed upon the community that you basically can load from the first save point, and then the timer will start as soon as I enter an input of WAS and D. Does anybody do you guys count in for a timer, or is the timer just whenever? Right, okay. Do you want to count me in, Yiddle? Do you want to go from 5 and then we'll get on with the run?
Yeah, we'll do from 5. So time starts as soon as he starts moving. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right, so we're off. Just going to start out by saying this game, obviously we're doing Glitchless category. It's called Glitchless, no save and quit. The reason we do no save and quit is that even though it's not a glitch, you can abuse the save and quit system to basically skip cutscenes and also move yourself ahead in the story a little bit. So you can kind of do some weird stuff with the saving and quitting. So we don't do any of that. We literally do. It's not really no major glitches. It is glitchless down to a T. And we're off to a terrible start. So what you'll see me doing in this one is I was supposed to do a fast ledge grab there, which I didn't do. I did it there, which is good. But we're probably already a second down, but we're going to settle in. So you're going to see me in this run. This run is basically all about the parkour aspect. So it is all movement-based. It's very unforgiving because this is a really optimized run. I think people forget that this game is just so old. So the board has like 500 runs on it. It's a super old run and it's highly optimized. It's kind of insane. The top like 20 people are separated by seconds in some instances. So you're going to go see me. We've already started running through the game here. We're blasting through what segment known as Admin 1. And you're going to see me moving very quickly through the game. Like those who have played it casually, probably took you a lot longer to get to this point, but you can just actually sprint through everything in this game, which is the best bit about it. You don't have to stop for anything. And all the jump scares will be in it, so keep hold of your pants, guys, because they'll fly off if you're not careful. But we've just hit the first cutscene here. So some of the things I should have been talking about is what I'm actually doing. So, guys, you'll see me kind of cutting corners. You can, like, cut corners everywhere in this game, just a little bit. Just by abusing geometry and Miles's hitbox, you can sort of pull yourself around corners by rotating. Another thing you'll see me doing is there's a couple of modes of transport in this. You can bunny hop, which is the quickest mode, but also the most unreliable. So I don't generally tend to do it. There's sort of the second fastest, which is just straight up sprinting. And then there's walking. So bunny hopping is the fastest way. And if you're looking for world record in this game, you will need to do bunny hops. It's just part of the speed run. But if you're sort of at my level, I'm about top 20. Not quite needing those bunny hops yet, so we're just going to be sprinting. But you will see me abusing the jump into certain areas. So I'll jump into most usable objects. And the reason we do this is jumping is actually faster than sprinting. And the reason we don't spam jump everywhere is at the end of every jump animation, there's a pause, which actually makes it slower just than sprinting. So we only ever jump into an area where we won't be moving afterwards. So you'll see me jump into doors, you'll see me jump into jump scares. Most ledges you'll see me try and jump into if I know it's safe. Certain ledges will trigger bad animations if you jump into them, so you have to be super careful when you're doing it, which is obviously not fun. We're going to walk over that guy's butt, because if you walk over his butt, it's squishy and it stops you from getting a small jolt if you go over his body. Going to jump into this trigger here. Something else you'll see me do is try and hold triggers down. So yeah, as you saw with the door there, it kind of did a weird opening animation. What I'm doing is I'm holding the trigger down to abuse the animations in the game to run through as quickly as you can. Yiddle, do you have anything to add? Because I feel like I just steamrolled the first 4 minutes of this
basically
run.
Yeah, you basically covered everything. Yeah, I mean, with the bunny hopping thing in mind, it's not exactly like bunny hopping in other games like
it's not traditional
stuff. Yeah, it's the acceleration is actually really strange in this game. So you kind of like accelerate at the start of the jump and while you're in the air. But if you're if you're most people, it's really hard to time that second jump so you can actually preserve your momentum and not get slowed down. And even in the world record, most of the bunny hops are limited to sort of straight lines and areas that you know that the bunny hop is going to be safe. Just because Miles he has a very like set trajectory when he jumps. Once you jump, you're sort of set in stone and going in that direction. And you can't sort of curve out of a jump.
Funny thing is, if you watch the world record run, a lot of the jumps are actually failed. Like there's just it's one of those where they're so hard.
Yeah, and that's definitely, it's like a high risk, high reward sort of strategy where you're potentially losing seconds over the course of several failed bunny hops.
Pretty much.
And to potentially save fractions of a second.
It's kind of min-maxing
the scroll wheel to jump. I think that's not allowed.
No, it's illegal.
Yeah,
it will invalidate your run.
Yeah, so in Outlast, I think if you are going to be performing bunny hops consistently, you either need to show your keyboard or mouse.
You do. You need to show your space bar or whatever your jump input is. You need to show the rhythmic of your jump input to make sure you're not being.
You don't have any illegal binds.
Yeah, you don't have any macros active or anything, so you need to show the rhythmic tapping of whatever your jump bind is. Basically, otherwise,
it's so precise. Like, it's almost inhuman if you could theoretically bunny hop the entire run.
Yeah, no, it's and it does save you a significant chunk of time if you can get all the perfect bunny hops everywhere. I imagine attacks of this run would actually be incredibly interesting because you could probably really see the extremes of what you could do with bunny hopping, and I imagine you could use it absolutely everywhere. So any taskers out there want to attempt the game, you should definitely do it.
Osborne asks if the game forces you to use the camera or if you can theoretically just run through dark rooms.
You can theoretically just run through every room dark. The game does not force you to use the camera at all.
There is a category for cameraless where you don't use the camera at all.
It's
and there
not
are
actually as bad as it sounds.
Yeah, it's just that there's some pitch black sections where you're definitely going to have to bump into stuff and memorize where to go and stuff. But
actually works in Whistleblower, the DLC for this run. If you want to do like a camless run, that's really hard to do camless. So we're going to jump at this door to try and trigger our savior. Just a few things. We did bump into Steve then, and we did the entire basement section without talking about it because, that's just how we roll here, chat. And now we're going into prison, but we've done admin 1. A lot of mess-ups, really, overall, but let's try and neaten it up through here. So you're going to see me still abusing jump mechanics. You're going to see me abuse a little ledge mechanic there. So what I did was I abused the ledge to basically hop up and do the second tier jump straight away without having to skip the first tier jump, and that went really well. And then we... basically in the last section we bumped into Steve. Steve's a good guy. His name's not really Steve, it's actually Chris. I played this game straight after I played Alien Isolation, so anything that chased me was just called Steve because all the aliens are called Steve in Alien Isolation. Interesting little thing I did then was I waited right at the back of the lift there, and the reason I waited at the back of the lift, oh my god, this is going horribly. Right, there we go, got the jump, we're over. So the lift there, you wait at the back, and then you wait for a very specific timing there. What you're waiting for is basically the jets to turn off, so you know you can run at the door. Because this game does have an aspect of preserved momentum, so you want to preserve as much momentum as possible. And getting stuck on the door stops your momentum. We're going to try and jump past this guy, which we didn't quite do. But we got the good hit where he didn't really slow us down.
Yeah.
You're going to see me trying to hop over these things a lot. I'm sorry, it'll.
Damage for the most part is negligible in this game. You probably saw Moon took a couple smacks there. It's going to happen here and there. There are a few instances where enemies can sort of one-hit kill you.
And that's coming up right now.
Yeah. But otherwise, we can take, like two to three hits potentially, depending on the enemy.
Yeah, so most of the standard enemies can take 2 to 3 hits, and we kind of abuse this to just kind of damage boost through certain parts of the run where it's just faster than trying to avoid a hit, just to take the hit and move on. We do attempt to do dodges for the most part, but a lot of the dodges are really hard. So we got one coming up after water hops, and then we'll have, these are a bit later in the run, but we'll call them out at the right time. As you can see, we're doing some pretty good movement there, so we're just looking to run. Another dark room. So this is the death point here.
Yeah, this is this is a really tough trick. What he's going to do is he's going to climb out here on the ledge and pop back into the window early. You're supposed to normally, very nice, dude. You're supposed to go 2 windows down instead of just 1 window down, and that trick is within 0.5 seconds margin of error sort of thing. Where
it's really tight.
As soon as you get in the window, you have to jump to the right, turn to the right, and then start running. No rocket boost, right?
No rocket boost. So I had a little rocket between my bum then, and that helped propel me up to that elevator or vent as fast as anything. So basically, if you time and you have the right angle, you can. So how the vents work, or any ledge in the game, is basically it's all dependent on where you're looking. So if you jump at we did to the moon. I like that. If you look at a ledge at a certain angle, basically your animation will be like, oh crap, I've got to catch up. And it'll basically trigger a really fast animation because where you're looking has already triggered a certain, I'm going to guess, memory module in the thing. So the game sort of panics. And it's like, oh my God, we've got to catch up. So basically it will speed everything up to get you where it thinks you should be, even though we've just tricked it by looking in the right area. So casually, you may have actually stumbled across that, playing it casually, because you can just get it while randomly looking around and doing a jump and stuff. But basically, it looks like you get a little rocket up your bum. You do a big old fart, and you get up into those vents super quick.
Yeah. We're heading to Jump Scare City. This game has probably more jump scares in it than patients in this mental hospital.
Every single patient's out for you.
Yeah. But yeah, with the ledge stuff in mind, a lot of that stuff is very tight, and you'll notice a lot of like little glitchy animations, and there's sort of multiple outcomes that you can get. In some cases, the quick animation is actually faster. In some cases, you've actually wasted time, like basically setting it up, and the animation loses time. This game gives and takes like no other.
There's certain jumps you can do. There's certain doors where you've got to hold, and certain doors where you don't hold, because certain doors will cost you time, certain doors will save you time. This is a whole kettle of fish of randomness when it comes to consistency of programming. And try and get a bunny hop there, which we did, which was nice. A little bee hop down the stairs, always good. And we're going to see me do a little
movement right here.
I just love it. It's so good, isn't it? Where you do the little
you hop into the hole, and then you jump back, and then you turn around and sort of crouch, and the corner sort of pulls you into it. It's really good when you get it right.
I crouched a little early then, so that wasn't too great, but we're coming down, which is pretty good. We're gonna have to use the camera a bit more here. And we just got introduced to Wall Rider, and I'm going to go through the story a little bit, guys, just to catch us up. Although, Yiddle, do you want to just overview it? Do you remember while we're here?
I know a few things. We are miles upshore, and we're coming to this mental institute to sort of investigate. We're basically a reporter, and we've heard there's some spooky stuff going on. And we get there, and it turns out all the patients have gone absolutely mad. The doctors are sort of nowhere to be found, and there's all these experimented on crazy folks. And I mean that's That's about it, right?
Yeah, so basically what happens when Miles enters is he gets trapped inside by the habitants, and now he's just on his crazy little adventure to try and get out. I know, basically the whole story is just us trying to escape, and the game being like, nope. You're going to see me do some quick animations here, trying to just get through this section. As you can see, this is the first sort of area chase section. The game has 3 of them in total, I think. Technically 4, although 1 you barely count because you only run past him. So I think if you count the first one, probably actually 4, 5, 6. Oh, we took a hit there. It's actually pretty bad to take a hit there. It's actually a substantial time loss. It doesn't really affect the run in any way because he can't hit you again. We're just
I have to stop you. When Moon says substantial time loss, he's usually talking about like maybe 1 to 2 seconds. So...
Oh, this game is a game based on fractions.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, Moon plays at a very high level, and it's like you can miss the time loss if you blink, you know, because it happens so quick. But
yeah,
anyway.
So sometimes you'll hear me talk about like, oh, I've just messed up there. I will literally have lost 0.25 seconds, but this game has, so in most speedrunning games, you can kind of lose time here and there. This game is a game where you lose time at every turn. It's got literally thousands of points where you can lose time, but you will only ever lose like 0.1 of a second, but you're still losing 0.1 of a second. And if you let those stack up, you just can't PB in this game. It is ultra. It's one of those games that's doesn't
very
look
punishing.
very complex on the outside, but it's really is on the needle constantly.
Yeah, and it's sort of rare for like a 55-minute speed run to be sort of this optimized and stuff. But yeah, the leaderboards are actually crazy to look at when you look at the top 10 and how some of the runs are separated by milliseconds, and you're like, oh well, I guess that's why they have milliseconds listed on the leaderboard. Because
I saved 0.75 seconds on my PB yesterday and jumped up two places on the leaderboard.
Yeah, it's crazy to see that level.
You're gonna see me do a weird little trick here where I look up here and get a quick animation to up onto the ledge there, which is nice.
Yeah, these glitchy grabs and stuff. There's sort of like multiple grab animations you can get. It's going to come up later. You can kind of fingertip it, or Miles can kind of grab with his sort of forearms. Nice hops, dude.
That was good hops. Let's go.
So we're at the water hops. This is a really tough trick. Basically doing bunny hops in water while preserving full momentum.
Nice.
That was huge, dude.
That was huge. That was perfect for water hops. Amazing.
Every time you do that jump, you can go back to like regular hopping speed. So after the first jump, you essentially have to be maintaining that perfect timing, like for every single jump. Any one jump slightly mistimed messes up sort of the whole chain, and it becomes a pretty bad situation pretty quick.
No, it really does. It's not a good situation. You see me just trying to optimize my run speed through here now, trying to just keep the lines as short as possible. It's almost like doing a racing game here. But yeah, it was really clean section. Pretty pleased with that. Water hops is generally considered an exceptionally hard bit, especially when you're just starting out in this game. Like, it's really hard to get right. It's probably the most inconsistent bit of the run, and it costs you like 7.5 seconds to get it all wrong, start to finish.
It's huge.
So it's massive in this run. And getting water hops, I've been fortunately getting them very consistently recently, which is good. And now we've got to push a load of things. So the push things in this game, you just have to clear the door. That's all you have to do. They're exceptionally frustrating because you can't quite see where you're pushing to.
Yeah. And the game.
Okay, that's fine.
Almost.
We missed one, but got straight back up. Sometimes if you miss the first one, it's usually GG and you're just off into no man's land.
Yeah.
I accidentally jumped out of bounds there as well.
Yeah, the pushing is actually really finicky because you can push it a decent bit past the door where you don't need to. But you can also stop just a pixel short, and then the door won't be able to open.
You have to go through the entire push animation again.
So it's
like that.
Yep, exactly like that.
That's all I was missing, that tiny little extra push.
Yeah. It's not as much a timing thing as it is like a gut feeling thing. Because it's kind of inconsistent on the timing, but Yeah, this is one of my favorite running sections. We're trying to outrun. We haven't even seen them because Moon is just like, nah, bye. But there's some dudes chasing us, believe it or not. Nice fingertips. That was one of the ledge grabs that we were talking about earlier. There's 2 animations you can get. One where Miles kind of like lays his arms on and then pulls himself up. That's the slow one. The one we want is the one where Miles barely makes it and pulls himself up by his fingertips. And this is a fun one.
Yeah, so it's a hard or a soft landing, basically. We're aiming for the soft landing overall, but we made it, which is nice. There's a couple of extra bits that you can do, but every soft landing comes with a lot of risk. Especially the ones... That one's not too risky, because you just... All I do is look at my feet, and the second my feet pass the lip of the first side and you're on the board, you can basically jump and you're guaranteed to get it. So that's just a timing one. But some of the others are position and camera angle based. So there's one at the stair section going into female ward that's exceptionally hard to do. And even if you get it right, it can still just give you a hard landing. And if you get it wrong, it'll just dump you down at a level and cost you about 10 to 15 seconds. So we're gonna go see now. I'm gonna go throw out a little warning out here, guys. A little trigger warning. We're about to see some mutilation, and I can minimize it. And we're about to see some buttocks. The buttocks are great. The mutilation is not. So just gonna throw out that warning for you there. You're about to see the finest ass you've ever seen in a video game, but you're also gonna see some fingers being chopped off. So you got to take the good with the bad, chat. You got to take the good with the bad. I feel that the buttocks outweigh the bad, but I'm not getting my fingers chopped off, so who am I to talk? But honestly, in terms of characters, for such a short segment that Dr. Traeger, this is this guy's name, there's that ass. For such a short segment that he's in the game, he is one of the best written characters who has the most impact, I think, for such a game. Like, he's just so good. Like, just his dialogue and everything. Even in the second bit, which we're about to see. So this is called the Traeger section. We do have a bit of a cutscene here. It's about 2 minutes long. Not much we can do. There's no skip for this. I was talking about save and quit before. I think you can skip this cutscene, and I think you can skip the bed cutscene as well, where you wake up after getting kidnapped. But I'm not sure, because I don't run any of the glitch categories.
Yeah, there are a lot of glitches in this game.
This game is broken.
Yeah, the shortest category of this game is what's the world record for that now? Like 6 minutes?
It's like 7 minutes.
7 minutes? I think. Yeah.
It's crazy.
You can basically clip straight from the opening section into the last 10 minutes sort of the game, and in between all that, there's a lot of even if you're doing a full run, there's a lot of glitches you can do at the ledges. You can do you can jump across a lot of places that you're normally supposed to crawl past.
You can walk a lot. You can walk along a lot of tiny ledges. Anything that sticks out from a planar surface, you can basically walk on in this game. So you can. There's a really good version of this, and it's called All Chapters the Run, where you basically use a glass shard in a window at the start of the game to knock yourself off a level. Then you can get onto a little ledge that runs around the outside of the building. You run to a certain point, and then you jump to a point where the building is no longer solid, so that it's not been coded. And you can jump through it, and you fall down into the basement section, skipping the entire upper admin. And you just activate the basement. It's All Chapters is crazy, because you still have to complete the end part of every chapter.
Yeah.
Set and capture real quick.
Yeah, you popped out and back in. It's all good.
Okay.
But yeah, here's the mutilation we talked about.
Here is some mutilation. Yeah, we're trying to not look at it. Just picture the arse in your face.
Yeah.
On your mind, I said, not on your face. I mean, you could be picturing the arse on your face if you'd like, but. Well, that escalated. So, we've locked our fingers, and you think, wow, we're probably going to be hindered by this. Not even in the slightest, because Miles is a mad lad, and he just goes full-on Houdini. And he's just like, ta-da! I'm out. Yeah. I'm out. I got no fingers. I'm a magician now. That's the key, guys. You want to go to Hogwarts, chop off a finger.
I feel like if you're in this situation, you should try to pull your arms out before your fingers get chopped off. But I don't know. What do I know? You know?
What do I know? We're not Miles. And Miles can do stuff with his fingers chopped off. So this is a part of the game where we can't actually do anything, which is fun. We're just going to sort of be stuck in here for a minute. So you can just sort of do these wild turn jumps because Miles has learned to defy physics. He can just turn in the air because he's crazy.
You can actually jump on that mattress on the wall there and like get stuck. I don't recommend doing it. I've done it.
Yeah, I've
broken the game on a run. Don't do that.
Right, here we go. So we're just waiting for a soundbite here, and the Traeger's going to get summoned. He's going to try and sell us the dream, but we don't want it, so we're going to run. And we're going to get a quick vent. We've got a little butt boom from a butt rocket. And we're going to drop down. So what we're doing here now, this is the Traeger section. So it's a very tight section where we have to abuse some AI. So we're going to jump past him here. We're going to run forward, then we're going to run past, jump past him again, and then we're going to lock him in the room. We're going to see like, bye-bye. And we're going to run. He's locked in the room now, but he's not locked in forever, so we've got to go fast. We've got to go fast, chat. So we're going to push this. Another one of those push things that's actually mental if you miss it by a fraction of an inch.
Yeah.
And we're going to run. And we're going to hide in our butt vents. Went pretty well.
Nice. Yeah, in terms of areas that you could potentially die, this is up there. You have to get
casually. This is really hard.
Yeah, casually this part is really hard because you don't know where to go, and Traeger is literally around every corner. You think you're finally good, and then he pops out of a door again.
Yeah, he has a very memey behavior in this one. So we abuse some ledges and some jumps to basically get this key as fast as possible. We're going to wait in a very specific spot and look at a very specific spot because we're going to abuse some AI here. We're going to wait for him to get control, run past him as he tries to hit us, and then we're going to jump through a door. Now what we've done there is we've basically tricked the AI because the AI can't see us. It doesn't know where we are because basically by the time the AI could recover from trying to hit us, we'd run round a corner and use the jump. And it's literally minimal seconds. Like you have literally milliseconds to make those two jumps. Otherwise, the AI detection will catch you, and you cannot actually complete the section. You will die. So yeah, really clean. Really.
Normally, like the strat that I used to use, you would basically push the shelves out of the way before getting to the door. But this new strat basically manipulates his AI into losing the chase. And then you have all the time in the world, basically, to push the thing out of the way.
You actually don't. He does spot you after like 3 or 4 seconds.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he does come. He does still follow the pathing through that area, and he will spot you the second he comes into the corridor.
He goes back into like seek.
Yeah, basically, he just goes back into his seek mode. But he knows which way you ran, so he kind of just comes down the hallway. Eventually, if you're just standing there, he will spot you.
I've only seen you do that strat, and I've never seen you die, so that's my frame.
It's actually pretty consistent once you get it right. So we're going to swap batteries here. I don't usually swap batteries as early, but I'm going to play it safe. Because we don't actually pick up any batteries in the run. Because we're too OP for batteries.
Yeah. Optimally, you don't need to pick up any batteries. These fire hops are actually really, really specific. Yeah, every jump you're locked into your trajectory, sort of. So if you jump into a wall, you are guaranteed jumping into a wall.
You've got to be super careful. There's so many sort of invisible ledges for this section as well, like that little hoppy section there. It's actually super annoying to do really cleanly. Like I did it really badly then, which wasn't good. But you know what, we're gonna move on with our lives and go into the sprinkler section, which is like chase section number 659. I think we're going to do a cute little dodge here. See you, Chris. Nice to see you. But not anymore, because you're too slow. So Chris has a really weird body. I'm pretty sure the extremities of his body are made of some sort of like super soft jello air, because you can just jump through him. You plain old just jump through him, and poor old Chris is like, what happened to my body? But his fists are very solid, so you don't want to get caught by his fists. You've got a good pair of hands on him. And we're pretty much almost done with this section. We've got one more dodge to do. So we've got to do a little side hop here. So mostly we're going to debate his animation over to the left, and then we're going to jump right. So come left, and then we're going to jump right. And it's like, tricked you! But he's still right in our tail here, so we've got to be quick. Press a button, turn on some sprinklers, and away we go. If you jump into the left side of the ledge there, he actually de-aggroes Chris, so he won't grab you out of this, because sometimes what used to happen is you jump into there and Chris would just grab you and ruin your day.
Yeah, pretty much
But
all
if you
those
jump to the left,
shimmies, you can actually get grabbed out of.
yeah, every
if an
single
enemy
one.
is too close to you.
The really dangerous one later, which you'd all probably talk about, is actually coming up soon.
Yeah.
It's actually, this entire section is super hard. This is probably, as a speedrunner, I find the hardest section of the run. Courtyard. It's just very, very difficult. There's a lot of very tight jumps that you'll see me doing.
Yeah, the stuff once you're up on the ledge always makes me super nervous.
Well, basically, it's you've got to just hope for the best.
Yeah, literally.
And you can't jump too early, you can't jump too late. You can't jump too far to the left, you can't jump too far to the right.
Yeah, everything is very precise about where you have to be looking when you jump, and like, you know, sort of how you time your jump. It's deceptively hard. You know, like you look at it and you're like, oh, that doesn't look too bad. I think I can do it by just sort of imitating, and then you go and try it on a run and you're like, wait, I don't even understand. So he just ran over a gap. Yeah.
Oh, here's the jump. Here's the jump. Okay.
Nice. Very nice.
Oh, sorry, I just swore. Sorry, that was so wild that actually worked. I thought I'd missed it, to be honest. That should not have worked.
Yeah, that is a very sweaty ledge jump. If you fall down there, I think you're just dead there, right? Or is that the later part?
No, you're not dead, but it's about 20 seconds to get back up, and you have to use a lot of camera. You actually have to lose so much camera, it's actually gross.
I know there's another spot where if you fall off, it just instantly kills you.
Yeah, there is. It's right at the end of the run, actually.
Yeah.
So we're going to manipulate Chris's AI there, where we're going to jump, get over. We're up. So what we did, we manipulated him to not go over the bridge, because if you do any other sort... So what I did is I jumped into the first hop down into the arena, and then we jumped back slightly to manipulate his AI, so that his AI went a certain path, so we could just run over the bridge and jump straight down. Now there's a chance we can die here, so I'm going to shut up and let Yiddle talk about what happens here.
So this is a really precise sort of movement section. What you're going to see Moon come here and do is he's going to manipulate Chris so that he gets hit, and that way Chris basically has a cooldown timer between when he can attack you. So Chris can actually grab you out of that hole, and once he does, he's like right on your ass, and you have to.
But he puts himself between you and the hole, which basically means you can't get through without dying. You have to run back and all the way around.
Yeah,
which is unfortunate.
But the little manipulation that he does, where he runs into him first, gives him just enough time, because like the slowdown between attacking, that Moon can squeeze through that little hole.
But the aim is to not actually get hit. You want to try and bait out the animation of getting hit without actually getting hit. So the whole aim is to try and get him to hit you, but avoid the hit. As confusing as that sounds.
Oh, that makes sense.
We got a little bit stuck then. Oh my god, come on, man. I messed up my time and then I got completely out of shape.
Yeah. As you can see, this is one of the darkest sections of the game, or maybe as you can't see.
So I'm trying to use as little camera as possible, because I've used a little extra camera in the run so far, so I'm actually having to preserve more camera, which led to that section being a little squiff. So we take a double hit there, just because it's quicker than avoiding that guy. And I'm just trying to save my camera, so 1 and 2, we're going to turn. But you also can't miss any of the turns. Like, I remember when every turn is time in this game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really hard to keep an optimal line when you can't see
the corner.
See the corner that you're approaching. So it does become a bit of like a memorization, like figuring out where you want to pull out the camera. You know, like if you're running in a straight line, you're usually good for a few seconds, and then you can pull the camera back out. Putting in the fuses.
We got it.
Nice.
Yeah, we got it. Nice. So all you want to do there is get through without taking another hit, because it slows you down. And we're going to do a weird little banister hop here. which we got. Nice. It was a bit wild. We went a bit wide, but we brought it back. It wasn't optimal, but it was good enough. It was good enough. I got to show it off. So that's fine. Now we've grabbed the key that we need to go up to the second floor. We are actually hitting towards the later parts of the run now. We're 32 minutes into the run. Run's about 51, 52 minutes long, depending on how quick you are. Definitely on a sub 52 run here so far, which is pretty good.
That's really good, dude. Keep it up.
Yeah, we're going. We're only about 8 seconds off my PB pace, which doesn't sound like a lot, but is actually a mile.
Yeah, the difference in positions between that 8 seconds is probably huge.
Yeah, I would have reset this a long time ago.
This is a fun...
We're going to do a little side hop here to skip a hard falling animation.
Yeah, so you can actually jump over that hole entirely if you jump right before it happens. That, however, is a glitch. That is not a dev-intended thing.
No, it's part of you're supposed to go down and fall into Wall Rider to experience the jump scare. It was actually confirmed by Red Barrel that there was unintended that you could jump that section.
Oh, I could see that being unintended. Yeah.
I think I'm not sure where it was. It was on a speedrun event somewhere where Red Barrel developer was taking part, and at the time that was allowed in Glitchless. But then the developer said, "No, that's a glitch. You shouldn't be able to do that."
That's funny. The developer actually ruled it a glitch.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are about to lose our one source of light in the whole game. There it goes.
So yeah, the game steals your one sort of lifeline. This section's a lot of fun. It's actually my favorite section of the run. I really enjoy this section. I'm not sure why, because it deprives you of the camera. Oh, we got hard landing. So I got the jump, but I didn't get the super jump you need. So there you need to get a super jump to avoid the hard landing. Because basically, if you land near a door, the game prevents you from falling over because it wants you to enter the door.
Yep.
And we did a little hop there. We didn't get down as quickly as we wanted to. We got kind of stuck. But it didn't really... Oh my god! Oh my god, I forgot about the jump scare. I just jumped out of my skin. Oh my god, I just jumped out of my skin playing it. This is a game I've completed 600 times. Oh my god. That's actually wild that just made me jump.
So we got our camera back. However, since we ran through this section in the dark just now, like, there's really no point to pulling out your camera, because, you know, we sort of just memorized it. But, we're gonna head back upstairs now that we have our camera. And, yeah, we are definitely on our way towards the, sort of the last few chapters.
Yeah, the last few things. Well, we got sort of, we got the sort of theatre section. I'm not sure if that has a name or what it's called.
I think it does have a name. I don't know what it is, though. I think it does have a name.
I wait till this turn in, and then I replace my battery.
Nice.
Nearly forgot to jump, but that was okay.
Didn't die.
Good little bouncer.
That's great.
Nearly forgot to jump. It's fine. I do speedrun this game, guys. It's actually specifically my 498th attempt at speedrunning this game.
Oh, almost 500.
Almost 500. Nearly at that little anniversary, half century.
500th is going to be world record. Watch.
I hope so. And too long on this game not to. So what you saw me do there is, like you've seen in a few points, we abused an initial ledge, and we sort of like buffer into the ledge. And then what we do is we use the camera to scan for the hitbox of the ledge grab into the vent. And if we hit it right, we can actually get into that and skip the first jump animation entirely there, which is nice. We want to interact with this door as soon as possible.
That poor dude out of the vent. He was just chilling.
Yeah, he was having a nap, trying to avoid all the shit going on, and he was like, nope. There we go, and we skipped for a little thing there, and we got ladder jump. So nice. Ladder jump actually saves you about 3 seconds if you do it right and get it optimally there. We're going to abuse some clipping mechanics here. So we're kind of going to abuse the geometry because we're going to get it to push us so we can't have a hard landing. So what we do is we wait here, we drop down, and we get pushed, and the door pushes us out, so we can't have a hard landing there. Otherwise, you hit the deck, and it costs you like 3 or 4 seconds.
Yeah, most, not all, but a fair few of like the drops and stuff. Miles sometimes will be extra dramatic about it and like sort of just chill on the ground for
he just goes for a nap. He just puts his head on the floor and is like, I'm done. I'm done. This is too much.
He's like, oh my gosh, that was a lot.
That was a lot. So we're still pushing forward here. We're actually going pretty clean here. Had a 2.7 second rainbow split there, so GG.
Nice.
8 seconds, not too long. How far is he off my PB pace? I'm only 5 seconds off my PB pace now.
Dang,
so,
dude.
Dang.
Oh, you had that.
Dang.
Where was that that time loss from your last run?
Oh, we're kind of past it now.
Okay.
The run neatens up here. I've probably got a couple of seconds here and there. If I get the Chris dodge, that's another 2 seconds.
Okay.
So Chris dodge is like the hardest dodge in the game, hands down. And interacting with that from like a mile away is also pretty hard because we want to get down as fast as possible. Going to wait at a very specific point here so we can hit a timing about the preserved momentum. So it's 2, 3, 4, and 5, and now we can start running. So you want to hit it so you don't lose any momentum at the door and you can just run straight through. Otherwise, he insta-kills you because the game is mean.
Yeah. If you've played the game casually, I can almost guarantee you died to that guy a couple times. Because he just, like, you're not really expecting him to be as fast as he is, and he comes right at you.
He's really booking it after you.
With a knife, and he's fully nude. It's just, it's way
It's horrifying. It is horrifying.
Yeah. So, this is a cool little section here. I know there's some crazy glitches that obviously we won't be doing. But...
No, there is. This section is really broken because of all the beds and stuff. So anywhere there's multi-levels in this game, the game just breaks. Like, the game does not deal with Miles interacting between levels very well at all. In fact, it just straight up melts every time it happens, which is bad for the game, but really good for us. Kind of jumped at that naked man there, but that's fine. He was chilling, he was happy. Yeah. I'm not going to flash, so there's basically 2 noob men here, but we're just going to look at the ceiling, because we love to, you know, be safe at marathons. We don't want anyone getting offended, but 2 nudie Rudy boys there. These guys are actually the 2 guys that have insta-kill mechanics built into them. And so, for some reason, they've been swayed by good old Father Martin here, and they no longer want to murder us, so that's... Big thumbs up from me. I'm sure Miles is relieved as well. He's only had his fingers cut off. He's been running non-stop for about 50 minutes now. I'm sure his legs are tired, so he's just enjoying the break here. But there's nothing we can do here. We're just going to listen to Father Martin while he has a less than stellar time chilling with what he's doing. But he says he's going to set himself free, so we'll just leave him to it, and we'll go our own way. But I'm just going to look at this seam in this door because this is the most inoffensive thing to look at in this room. Ignore the screams, chat. He's playing with his train set.
He's fine, dude.
He's fine.
He's definitely not being set on fire or anything.
No, he's definitely not flaming. He's doing okay.
Definitely not flaming. Debatable. So
right, dodge time.
This is a super hard dodge right here.
Oh, I thought I got it then.
Yeah, that was close.
We almost got it.
That dodge, you have to bait him to the left and then do the dodge. Sorry, I have a dog barking.
It's okay. He obviously doesn't like Steve either. There we go. So we're into the event. So we're going into the last section of the game now. We're about 10 minutes from the end, roughly. But yeah, we are on a pretty good run actually. This has not been too bad. This is pretty quick. This would be, for reference, guys, if this run was going to go on the leaderboards, this is looking about top 25 in the world.
That's really good.
It's probably my best ever marathon run, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's insane.
Considering we lost 5 seconds in admin.
Yeah, like this run is super volatile, like super reset heavy. You know, I mean, at the higher level of play, when I do this run, I don't have to reset at everything. But when Moon does, it's like, losing a second early on, it's doomed. Trying to get back that second over the course of the next 20 splits is just such an uphill battle. So
yeah, it is. It's really hard. This run has a huge mental element to it because even though it's only a second and you could probably make it back, that's a second you cannot lose later on in the harder sections of the run. So if you lose a second on an easy section, it really doesn't bode well for anything to come, which is not good. I accidentally tried to do a bunny hop, and say tried, I actually didn't want to do it, but it just happened.
I used to try to go for him. I used to try to go for bunny hops, and I remember Moon came in my stream, and he was like, "Just stop." He was like, "You're losing so much time doing that." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
It is. It's so people don't realize it. It doesn't look like it loses you any time, but it really actually kills your time. Like that one bunny hop there cost me 0.3 seconds because it was such a bad one. Like if you get the hard stop animation and then don't get a good second jump, you do a tiny jump. Right. And you stop twice. You stop dead twice, and it's just each stop costs you like 0.125 seconds over just sprinting.
Little chicken legs throwing Chris in the blender.
Yeah, so we've just met Wall Rider there. Wall Rider is actually the main antagonist of this run, I guess you would say. He's the big bad boss. He's a big bad endgame guy, but he's just really a victim. And the game really loves to load up the storytelling at the end. There's a man getting his nit pecked off, if you're into that chat. Don't know how you guys feel about it. Also, his knee looks really weird, but I think it's just the way the artist blended the cloak together. I really feel like he erred on that section, but I'm no artist, so that may just be me.
This is the free bunny hop room for some reason.
Oh yeah, for some reason in this room bunny hops are free.
Yeah, I don't know why.
They just made this room like bunny. I think they knew people would get bored in here,
so they start jumping back and forth.
It just made the timing on bunny hops giant, so you can bunny hop everywhere. So this is what bunny hops would look like if you're watching a good speedrunner of this game.
Yeah.
Also,
there's like an acceleration time that you have to deal with whenever you stop dead. And
so Miles doesn't have instant acceleration. You can kind of catch the back of his goggles there. The man actually has no head. You can sort of see an eyeball reflecting on the inside of his goggles if you look hard. But there you go, guys. This is my hand inside of a man who has a very suggestive intestine.
Suggestive intestine.
Not a sentence I thought I'd be saying today.
Yeah.
Guys are all enjoying the run with suggestive intestines and our hands and people. I think it's almost time to get ready. It was.
Perhaps I could take some time to remind people that we are raising money for the charity Lead, who do a lot of work for substance use prevention.
Everybody should definitely get their donations in, and definitely some of the incentives looking pretty wild. I'm excited. I'm excited for the next run as well, which I believe is Kirby. I do love Kirby runs.
It is indeed. We have the Kirby.
What's your favorite Kirby?
We have Kirby and the Amazing Mirror and Kirby Star Allies.
Not a big Kirby gamer. Put me on the spot here, but
wow. Yeah. Everybody, get him, chat. Sick him.
But maybe
so we haven't entered the final.
How about that?
There we go. It's obviously Dreamland. So we're pushing forward here. You're about to see some smooth movement. I always love this section because it makes you feel like a movement god. I don't know why the corners are so forgiving. You just run through everything and it just feels great. We got an early grab onto the ledge there, which is pretty good. So we're doing okay. And now we're going to get butt bounce. It's not actually called butt bounce. I just call it butt bounce because it's like you bounce your butt off that thing, and I just like calling it butt bounce. So we did butt bounce, and we're now technically being chased, although it doesn't really feel like a chase sequence as we speedrun because we're actually faster than old chicken legs back there. Maybe if he did use his legs rather than just floating everywhere, he might actually catch us. So I'm just going to call him out for being absolutely lazy as fuck. And we're going to move on with that. And let's go. I need to put out my potty mouth. I'm going to apologize.
What are you talking about? This is a really
I didn't say
fun,
anything.
like,
You said it.
Section.
It is. It's very satisfying, except these stairs.
I kind of unless you do that.
Unless you do that.
Yeah, I like these stairs. This is like the mouse sensitivity test section. It's like
you need to get the turns just
if
right.
If you have to lift the mouse here, your sensitivity is too low.
It is. The ledge that can kill a run because you die if you fall down there.
Yep.
And for some reason, sometimes your character just does not jump, and he just dies.
Yeah. It's rare, but this game can eat your jump every now and then.
Yeah, and you just walk off the edge.
Yeah.
And nobody has fun in the game then.
The other
weirdest
nice
quick ledge there.
The other nice thing about this section is it's finally well lit. After a game of darkness, we finally don't really have to use the camera at all. So, like, you know, even if you get to this section and you're super low on battery, you can run through this last hallway with absolutely no light, and it's not too bad.
Yeah, so the fact that how much battery we've got left there is battery we could have used in the run. I really need to use more battery in Courtyard is what I've learned. And the world record told me as well. Just going to 360 no scope. All rider there, he just got... Oh, we ended. We got our finger guns out, we were spinning around, we were like, oh yeah! Ow! And he grabs us because we jumped off a ledge and he's like, dude, save yourself. Nearly forgot I was speedrunning then and forgot to carry on with the run. Because I was too busy doing finger guns. So, hope you guys enjoyed that. Nearly wrecked.
Totally worth it.
Indeed. I'm going to jump into a very specific point here and jump sideways, but we failed it all because my jump went wrong. But
That's
it's
a
fine.
hard trick. That's you can land without the hard fall there, but it's really weird how it works. Like you have to look as you're falling at the wall and then bump into it.
Oh, I'm sorry, Realm. That's like a second time lost at hard landing. Hard landings are the worst. That's ripped. We were only 4 seconds off PB pace, though, which means we're probably going to be about 5 seconds off PB pace. But it's still going to be a sub 52 run. It's actually going to be a sub 51.30, which is really good. It's probably in my top 5 quickest ever runs, so we did a good run and a marathon. Those who have watched me at marathons for the longest time know how bad my marathon runs go.
Actually, this is easily the best Outlast marathon run I think you've done. And thinking about it, like 2 weeks ago, this would have been a PB for you, right?
Yeah, this would have been a PB 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So we get it,
pretty
guys.
awesome.
But they are raising money. This marathon, this charity is amazing. You guys should get some donations in while I'm waddling over to the end. It's raising money for a fantastic cause, and there's some fantastic incentives. So you should definitely chip in a little bit. Chip in a little bit. Don't chat. You know you want to. I'll give you a wink. I'll give you another wink. You chip in a little bit. Little cute moon wink. Let's go. So we're gonna walk at this chair because it triggers the animation of falling into the table faster. Don't know why. Programming, am I right? Am I right, chat?
Yeah, this is
now we're kind of stuck.
If you're on PB pace at this section, like you're just like staring at live split for this whole part because you're like, please just end, just like be done already.
Yeah, technically you can't really lose any time here, but you can't really gain any. So I have to.
Time ends.
Time starts when my hand.
Yeah.
There,
Time.
boom. There we go, guys. So it wasn't quite sub 51.30. It was a 51.32 in the end. But yeah, that was a pretty good run. 51.32, probably a top 25 run if you were looking at the leaderboards. Leaderboards has like 500 runs on it, I think, or something stupid like that. So, pretty good run. Actually, not too bad. I'm pretty pleased with that. Considering there was a 5 second time loss coming out of admin 1, and usually I'm up by a second there. So, if I'd have done that, we'd have actually PB'd. But yeah, so that, guys, is Outlast Glitchless. Done by me, MoonRunesv2. I'm a horror game speedrunner. I run various horror games, mostly Resident Evil, and I think I'm probably most well known for Resident Evil 7, as well as Outlast now. So definitely come check me out if you're into horror game speedrunning. I do about 9 to 10 different runs. I'm just learning Bioshock as well, which is a lot of fun. Yiddle, would you like to sign yourself off as well, my friend?
Yeah, Moon, thank you so much for having me. Speed Stuff for Charity, thank you so much for letting Moon run Outlast. It's not a very frequently ran game in marathons because it's so spicy, I guess.
It's a little spicy.
Yeah. But yeah, my name is Yiddle. Thank you so much, everybody, for the donations. Keep the donations coming in. And yeah. See you guys soon.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, guys. Thank you for having us as well. I hope you guys have a wonderful marathon. And hopefully catch you at the next one. Maybe with something a little different. Maybe with something even spicier.
GG's.
GG's indeed.